Hey everybody, welcome. We already started talking today. This is Trish Kane, CEO and founder of Healerverse. We already started talking, so I'm just gonna let you guys listen and introduce Hillis to you. We were just talking about house music, and if you listen to a lot of house music, it makes you biologically younger, and I definitely want to hear more about that. So let's see. I would say this is a known thing like in the healer community that we look a lot younger than we actually biologically are, or not biologically, because I think we reverse age sometimes. But Hillis, do you want to tell everybody like how old you're going to be next year?
I will be 50 next year.
See, that's like amazing.
Yeah. And it's so funny. I never felt my age. It's because I've always done what I was supposed to do at whatever juncture of my life, whether if it was working in corporate, whether if I was working in retail, and now doing what I really love to do is helping other people, being of service. Along with that and, house music and plant medicine and all this stuff. It's just what resonates with you and for you to really feel how old you are. Because your body is one thing, but the mind is another, and spirit is, altogether something different.
Wow. Yeah. I
Because
don't think
honestly,
any of us look old. Like it's a
no,
thing. I've
no.
seen like some people recently that are my age and I'm like, wait a second.
Well, anything that
Exactly.
anything that's going to promote, I feel anything that's going to promote reduction of stress, improved mood, social connection, which you typically get that in spaces where there's dance involved. So that really can add some longevity to your life if you're connecting with people in a social setting. We're meant to connect either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also the frequency too. If you want to get real scientific with it, because most music nowadays, I don't know, with certain artists still record at 440 hertz, which is no, not the best frequency. Most back in the day, back around disco and back in the 60s, 50s, and 70s, most music was recorded at 432. And even house music is recorded at 432. So which is not just good for the soul, but it vibrationally it does well for the body. If anyone knows what 432 does, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but these are just little nuances to assist in that space of really understanding how music affects you biologically.
I
Yeah.
used to always be the one hugging the speaker. I still do.
Ah!
Even in recovery, it has like nothing to do with anything. Like, I'm always the one that wants to just be on the vibration and the speaker. Like, also, it helps me to like tune out. It's such a meditation in itself, just
Mhm.
listening to music and like tuning out completely. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. For me, I'm a bass man. Give me some deep house, bass, anything with a good bass line. I'm there.
Is that why you asked me, Hillis, where I was going after? Like, what kind of music was there? I told him I was
Yes,
going to promote an event,
exactly.
and he's like, "What kind of music?"
Exactly.
First
Yeah,
question.
yeah, exactly. Because I'm not from there, so
Yeah,
it's always good to know where the good music is. I'm
yeah,
always down for good vibes anywhere. Just being honest. It's just one of those spaces, and that's one of the things I appreciate about us healers, that we always find a place to vibe, regardless of when, what, how. We always come together, find that common ground, and then just expand from that space. And I think that's what we're doing now. We're all expanding in our respective spaces and allowing for the rest of the collective to catch up with us.
I love that. Yeah, you know what? I feel like too, like, is there a barrier to entry for people that are looking to like spend time with different healers and stuff? Like, how do we create an open space that everybody feels welcome, regardless of what they do in their professional life, their personal life, like in their, private life? How do we create a welcoming space that everybody feels welcome? Because that's like something that's so important.
Exactly. So honestly, to have more of a welcoming space, it is one of those things that you really have to really center yourself on. It's like, okay, what is it that I want? What is it that I want to create for someone else? What resonates with me? And then once you figure out what resonates with yourself, then you create the intention of really drawing others into that space. So whether if it's boundaries or not, it's about their experience. And I think that just goes with anything. Once you set the intention to create this experience, because that's what people come for. That's going back to how this conversation got started. About going out to a club or going out to a bar, that plays house music. It's creating that atmosphere, that experience that you want, and you bring in those other people to share that with you.
Cool. So what do you do in order to attract clients right now and different people that you work with, Hillis? And what do you offer to them? What do you do? I know you do a lot because I know you very well.
When I started on my path, I didn't intend on being of service there at the capacity that I'm at. Because spirit always guides you, say, well, this is, what you're going to work with. And so when I started my path, I just allowed myself to be open to assist those who show up. And that's part of, my space is whoever shows up in my path wanting service, that's who I service. But majority of the people that I'm currently servicing now are women. About 60% of the people I work with, maybe even closer now to 70 now, are women. And of that 60, 70%, 20% of those have been sexually abused. And so it takes a special kind of individual to create and honor the space for them. And I didn't expect me to be of service to this special niche group of people. It's just what happened. And through, some past life regression readings and really understanding my own soul makeup, my own soul blueprint, it helped me to say, oh, so this is why they come to me. So once you open the energy and just allow myself personally to have the on the job training, if you will, because as healers, it is an on the job training. There's no training, no rule book, nothing that can prepare you to be of service to different people, different capacities.
Yeah, and I think that's true with even therapy. If you're a therapist, of course you can study everything that you want, but when you actually get into each day, each situation,
Yeah.
and it's going to be different based on the energetic fields around the patient or the client, and based on your connection with them, and also the downloads that you're getting, and the vibes that you feel and how you're feeling that day too. And it's funny that you said having to do with past life regression, because that's actually what came to me right before you spoke. I was like, it was like past lives.
Yeah, exactly. The many lives I've lived as a woman being persecuted. I mean, come on. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no coincidence in why we do what we do. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
it just is as it is, and to really honor that space, to have that space for people to clear the trauma. And one of the things that through the work that I have completed thus far, and even with my own self experiences, that we all have trauma wrong. We label trauma incorrectly. We label our victimization incorrectly. We go into these, we go more internal. We become more introvert after said experience. But one of the things that I've realized, actually, two things that I've realized, is that one, that everyone has a traumatic experience. No one's free from that. And that each traumatic experience is a catalyst to assist in the remembrance of your being, of your soul. That's
Aw.
number one. And then number two, through the visions, shared visions I've had with clients who've experienced these traumatic events, it has come to my realization that everything begins and ends in love. And I'm going to share this story. Hopefully I can get through it without crying, because I share this story every time when I cry, every single time. Um, And just to exemplify what I just spoke of, is that when I was working with a client, we were going through the experience of her journey to understand why she is what she is and how she experienced what she experienced. And we are at the space of the round table where she's assigning roles to everyone that's going to be in her life. You know, you're going to be my mother, you're going to be my father, you're going to be my sibling, you're going to be this, you're going to be that, all these people. So just imagine how big this table is, okay? And then she finally gets to these people that's, you know, more on the outskirts. And she says, you're going to be the one to hurt me. You're going to be the one to abuse me. And the soul responds, I can't hurt you. It's not in my nature to hurt you. And she's like, you must, in order for me to know who I am, for me to remember. And me watching this, I have a better understanding of how things operate and how connections work. And it was this gift that I was given to really understand that there's much more to it than what we experience here. It is the space of really understanding that we are all connected. We are all coming to each other's lives for whatever reason, for whatever purpose in that moment, to assist us in the soul remembrance and the soul learning and understanding of who we really are. So yeah.
Wow.
That's really powerful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
In theta healing, I did a lot of work similarly, but going back to like the womb and then like really like replacing kind of like, you know, like when you go on Microsoft Word and you go Control F and you
Yeah.
find a word and then it gives you the opportunity to replace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it gave me the opportunity to replace certain things with value instead of feeling like a martyr or like injured. And once I'm able to really replace a lot of that with a different mindset, it gives so much value to like, you know, a new beginning basically. And it really opens up pathways for me to also kind of like have the Akashic records start flying in and
Yeah.
memories and whatnot. And be able to heal because what you mentioned before about past lives too, it's like, all right, we're gonna go through and do this together again. This time
Yeah,
you're gonna be the
exactly.
mom, you're gonna be the dad, you're gonna be the cousin, and
Yeah.
we're gonna meet here at this day. And if I happen to miss you, I'll meet you as a follow-up here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how it works. I mean, it's all by design. It's all intricate in how things are connected. I mean, it's just in that space of beauty that we begin to know who and how and what we do.
And also, like, I really felt your heart open up a lot when you were telling the story of like
Yeah.
replacing. Yeah.
Yeah, that I mean, that was a gift for me to really see, you know, beyond the trauma, because that's one of the things that being here in this vessel in this form is that we get so stuck in the story of the trauma, story in being the victim, that we can't see beyond that. We don't allow ourselves to see past, well, this person hurt me and that person hurt me, and now I'm going to be forever mad at them, or now I'm forever changed because of this. One thing is correct, you are forever changed because you experienced the catalyst of remembrance. But then now is the space of really beginning to like, oh, wait, am I really that different? Am I really not the victim of my own trauma? Am I now going to be the hero? But then that of course plays into the whole ego aspect as well. It's like, okay, so it's finding that neutral ground and becoming the true observer of your own life.
That. So how do you become the observer of your own life? Is that what you teach some people?
Yeah, I do. I guide people in that space, once we go through the sessions, because we have to sit in a place of being neutral. Have to, strip all the emotions because, being here, our life is filled with emotional content. Whatever it is, we are triggered emotionally by some response. Just with me telling that story, like I said, every time I tell it, I cry because I realize how special that is to me. But then other emotions, such as, envy or jealousy or hate or or fear or all these other emotions that's on this grand spectrum, we have to allow ourselves to step out of those emotions, step out of that space, connect to our higher self. And this is how we become neutral. It's almost like, to put it in the way of an example, is astral projection. Like if you see yourself outside of your own body, you have to then begin to see your life this way as well. Stepping out of the situation, stepping out of that. And this is one of the things that I assist people with, is helping them step out of that space and begin to see it from my perspective as someone who is neutral, that I have no stake in your life. I'm just here to help you and guide you. And so when you see it from the space of, oh crap, this is all happening around me, what's happening around me, what's happening around me. It's like, you know, dare I even say, plant medicine journey as well, because that helps you to step out of your own body as well, to really begin to see life as an observer or observer participant. Yeah, I see questions on your face, Alvin. It's like you're taking it all in, but it's like, yeah, I got questions formulated I'm gonna have to follow up with later.
Well, I'm observing, right? I think when you talked about the roundtable experience, I actually like felt that. Like I actually visually
Yeah,
saw that. I'm like, wow, that
yeah,
is a good intervention. I don't know how that, if that's what she came up with or you came up with, but just the concept of supporting people going through that experience
yeah.
can be, that's still on my mind. That's what the face is.
Well, to give a little bit more clarity to that, because when I do the work for the clients that I work with, I seldom have visions because my focus has to be on channeling the energy for them, using galactic language to bring in certain frequencies for them. So my focus is on task, is being of service. And when I get shared visions, it's mostly from their guides, their team, or even potentially them at a soul level. And when these come in, you have to understand that, being a clairaudient psychic, meaning I hear spirit before I see. So I'm hearing this conversation, then I see this projection. And typically what happens is the spirit projects something that you are familiar with, something that you can understand that needs very little interpretation. So I may have seen a round table, but she may have seen something different.
Mm.
So this is, just to give an example, this shared vision can be similar with slight nuances of difference with the two people or more.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Also, like envisioning that, like, we're not alone, also,
No. No.
right? So, like, that's what came up for me when Alvin said about it. Because I think, too, like, I didn't really notice it, but when we were first talking about it, and we just
Mhm.
named it the round table. This whole entire thing started that I was doing a meditation, right? I was leading a meditation just to show people how to use the Healerverse event ticketing platform and
Yeah.
to like give people like a little bit of a meditation.
Mhm.
And all my friends from elementary school like showed up randomly and I'm like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you guys for a long time."
That's
So I
awesome.
was like, X the meditation, and we started talking. And yeah, and then I was like, you know what? Why don't you go next week? You go the following week, you go the next week. And we'll just like, like all like come together and like, because like a lot of people don't know what's out there. There's a massive barrier to be transparent, right?
Yeah.
Like I think I'm very much in like the corporate world, but also like which I don't really like. Just I come from that. I'm not in that very much right now, but I can hang in both realms. So like, or like both places on earth. And they have no idea, some of them. And that's what I was feeling during the event in where were we? Del Rey.
Yeah, right.
That's the energy I was feeling. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like I was on a roller coaster. Yeah. Because it was like, oh my God. Because there was a lot of like healers, and then there was a lot of corporate people that I had no idea that
Yeah.
just knew me that came to it. And then like the feedback was amazing, but it was also like holding the space for people that are coming into this and finally seeing for the first time that they just have no idea.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and you
And
guys are
no, I
beautiful.
think that that's part of the thing. I mean, and I appreciate you doing this because it's making people more aware at a different level. Because typically, we tend to stick to our communities and tend to go out and venture. It's like, okay, well, who's going to be the next client, or where's going to be my next speaking engagement, or where I'm going to be going here. So it's like, it's all in that space of really drawing and connecting to people who asking for help, asking for a service. So it's just interesting in that way.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at like I mean, they call it depression. I think some of
Yeah,
that could be just a chemical like uh imbalance, or from like, a lot of stress and anxiety and possibly drinking and drugs and da da da.
yeah,
Or maybe just you're born like that. Who the hell knows? But
yeah.
like everybody has a different maybe scientific answer for that. But I think it could be different for everybody, but ultimately, there's stuff we can do to change our brain chemistry, our body
Oh, always.
chemistry. Yeah. And I didn't know that even existed until I had to. Because it was
Yeah.
like, do you want to die forever or do you want to like heal?
I mean, look, I'm a big proponent of plant medicine. I mean, I've done everything from ayahuasca to San Pedro to peyote to mushrooms to all natural forms of plant medicine to assist in the enhancement of brain health, especially mushrooms. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely brain enhancement, but also with the additional plant medicines of heart opening medicine, clearing old trauma medicine. I mean, some people have asked me if I'm a shaman. I'm like, no, not yet. I haven't made it quite that level yet. But it's in the experience to where we allow ourselves to receive what we're seeking, to receive what we're wanting knowledge about. And there's a lot of information out there, everything from solfeggio frequencies to uh, binaural beats. There's a lot of information to assist in the space of physical remembrance, and of assisting the brain. But when you take it a step further, then you begin to open up the passageway for the remembrance of your soul through meditation, through personal practices. And I can tell you that with some of my personal practices that I've been doing over the past month has really allowed for a new wave of self-remembrance.
That's beautiful. So,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
are some of the practices you've been doing over the past month specifically? Do you feel like it's like kind of in alignment with fall, even though it's hot here all the time and it's not obvious what season it is? Like it's getting darker earlier now, and yeah, I think this is a powerful time of year for sure.
Yeah. So, so my personal practices go back to February of this year because I am a part of whatever galactic initiation this is. I can't speak much about it, but I'm going through this rite of passage, if you will, and that will conclude sometime in November, so next month. And part of this practice I was shown and actually was given to me. And I'm like, what is this? And then lo and behold, it showed me and followed up with this YouTube video that I did not know existed. And so the name of this particular breath that I've been doing is called the Ankh Netter Breath Right. You can Google it on YouTube, you can find it. And it's a very powerful ancient breath technique to where it's not only heart opening, but it's also assists you in moving into your power and also for you to begin to utilize your voice in a different way. And it's a very powerful technique that I do twice a day. And when I began doing this, I would sit in meditation literally for 2 hours a night for the first couple of weeks, just to really begin to open up other centers that I had no idea existed. And with the opening of these centers, as I continue to practice this, the time for me to sit has gotten shorter and shorter. Not saying that what I do is less potent, it's because now that I'm in resonance with this energy, with this frequency.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have this vision right now of like how it's actually like changed your life. Like I'm getting this like vision of how like it's allowing you to level
Yeah.
up also and to serve more and to be seen more. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the things that it did for you. Yeah, that what
Oh,
you're doing is doing for you.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You're dead
Wow.
on. You're dead on.
Wow. Yeah. That's cool because like usually I don't always see things, but I actually got a vision. I think sometimes like getting different superpowers to turn on is really fun.
Yeah. Actually, I need to get back into it. I haven't done it. I need to get back into it. I was actually in the process of learning telekinesis, which is the first step to levitation.
Oh,
So you
Yeah.
learn telekinesis, then you learn pyrokinesis, then you learn levitation. And then after levitation, some masters, and I've seen videos of this, of where cities, I always forget, but they're like Indian masters that can actually teleport from one side of the room to the other. And I'm like, I want to do that.
I bet you can. Like I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, but I
If
have to.
anyone can, you can.
Well, I mean, you have to remember. No, so true story. You have to remember. Thank you. The true story.
Seriously.
You have to remember that Jesus
Yeah.
studied for 12 years. So the missing years of Jesus, he was in Tibet studying this wisdom. So how do you think he was able to walk on water? He didn't walk on water, he levitated. He used the energy, the magnetic force of the earth, along with his body to levitate on water. Why do you think he did all these things? It wasn't because poof, magic. He was some omnipotent divine being. Not saying that he's not, but he was never meant to be worshipped. He was meant to be an example for the rest of humanity. So we follow these teachings, these examples, we can do the same thing. And there's certain group of people on this planet that can do that. And I'm going to be one of them, even if I have to wait till I'm 100 years old. But I will be one of these people.
Honestly, you have such like a serenity to you that out of everybody that I know, if anybody can do it, you can do it. Yeah. Like seriously.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work and discipline. I mean, this is hardcore discipline. Because I mean, diet has to be on point, exercise routine has to be on point. And for anyone who knows, who's ever done a plant medicine diet, meaning that you work with different plant teachers, right, for a certain period of time. And during this time, there is specific foods that are off limits. I'm vegan, plant based, mostly plant based, so there's not a, it wasn't a big deal. But spicy foods, sweets, stuff like that was off limits. I did this for 8 months. And I'm like, well, if I did that for 8 months, I could probably go back to doing it again because it's a very strict
Yeah.
to get to these levels. It's like you have to honor your body as the temple and vessel that it is, to get to these levels.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Like one of the things for me that it's like super lonely sometimes, like, and that's what I love about Healerverse too, is that it's like not lonely because I don't eat meat. I don't drink alcohol. You know what
No.
I mean? So it's like, okay, and I live kind of off grid in Jupiter, Florida. Like, thank God for my dog. And like it could be lonely sometimes. So like, but I guess like also like that's like when you're able to really tap into like the Christ consciousness or whatever like you are trying to master, like you're able to do more when you are actually doing what's in alignment for you, even if no one's doing it. If it's in alignment for you, let's fucking go. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Exactly.
and then your
No,
people, you find them.
exactly. But I can definitely say
Yeah.
that it's definitely rewarding and it's challenging, but definitely rewarding at the same time. I did have one point, where something very scary did happen. In my job, I'm versed in a lot of things, and this is one of the times where, I'm technically my own shaman. I wouldn't practice on anybody else with stuff like this.
Mhm.
But I did a personal Campbell ceremony. So if anyone who knows about Campbell is a fog medicine. It's a poison that you put in your body and it helps you to basically reset your immune system, your bodily functions if you do it 3 times in a full moon cycle. So within 30 days, 3 times, etc. So I think I was in my second cycle, my second time doing it on myself, meaning that one cycle in the same cycle, second treatment, that I actually blacked out. Like I was like had because what the cannibal medicine does, it elevates your body temperature. You sweat profusely, like you're drenched with sweat, and it's just some of the worst pains you could ever feel. Everything from vomiting to going to the bathroom. It's like, very physical purging process. And after, or maybe in the middle of my purging process, I got so hot that I blacked out.
Oh my God.
And then when my friend helped bring me back to, I got this message saying that, oh yeah, your whole nervous system was reset. I'm like, oh, well, thank you.
Don't do that at home, kids.
No, no, no,
You're
no.
a
Only
self shaman. You are a self healer, right? Which then dignify you as a shaman if you can heal thyself and then help others. Do
Yeah,
it
I mean,
yourself.
yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing the things that this body is, or anybody's body can do.
Scares me like cause that what no I guess I got too cold. No, but I swear, so like in 1 month from today marks 11 years. So this morning I woke up and I was like very sentimental, very yeah, very like it's like this month leading up I'm like holy moly, and I think about all the stuff that I was doing that last month.
Mm,
And like, yeah, it's like a
mm.
sentimental time of year every single year. And I'm like, how did it get to 11? Like, how did that happen? And then it's very reflective. 'Cause like I think, I remember putting the AC up so high that night
Mm,
because I was overheating. And then I was dead, so I was really cold. It's not funny, but
wow,
like, it's just freaking
wow.
crazy. Like,
It
how, I
is.
don't know. Like, yeah, the
Yeah.
DMT. I released the DMT.
I have more if you want.
I don't know. I'm scared. Like I would be interested in like kind of like doing a full-on cleanse, but I
Yeah.
think I also need to just be mindful too of like
You have
just
to
listening to
prepare the
my higher
body.
self. Right now,
Yeah.
I feel like really called to slow down, especially this weekend. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I feel like I want to slow down, but actually, honestly, for the past 3 years, that has been my main message is to slow down. It's like, no, I don't want to slow down. I need to do this so I can do this. I need to do that. It's like, no, slow down. And the
See.
purpose of slowing down is to integrate the energies, because if you move too fast, I mean, and this has not happened to me except for the blackout. But if you move too fast, you can really do nerve damage. You can damage your meridian system. You can damage whatever energetic system. There's all the unseen, because people say, "Oh, well, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine." But if you keep going and, you know, if you exhaust your nervous system, exhaust your meridian system, it then affects, that's the first physical sign, which is why traditional Chinese medicine always talks about acupuncture, you know, because all the little acupuncture points, all the vortices in the body, they help to regulate the energy that we bring in, you know, the unseen energy. So if that energy is not regulated, it gets blocked or obstructed, then that can cause damage as well, nerve damage, meridian damage, you know, mental fog. So it's all these symptoms of not slowing down or integrating. So which is why it's important when I work with people, it's like, hey, you have to slow down. What are you doing for the rest of the day after we work together? Because if you're moving at such a rapid pace, you then can do harm to yourself that you may not know of. So, you know, that resting, hydrating, you know, it's all important.
Amazing. So question, how do people get in touch with you? Obviously, they can message you on Healerverse,
Yes.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. Who's on LinkedIn? I know
I'm
Alvin is. It's taken
everywhere.
sometimes.
Wait, yeah. See, you can. So yeah, for people to find me, just, you know, use my
Just
name. Find me. Yeah, Google me. I'm the only Hillis Pugh in the world.
That's amazing.
But
That's good.
yeah, I'm the only Hillis Pugh in the world. So people, you know, when I have people say, hey, you know, I can't find you. You haven't talked to me in like 10 years. Obviously, you haven't searched hard enough. Because I mean,
Yeah.
come on. It's my,
2 L's in Hillis.
yeah.
2 L's. Thank you so much. We love you.
Love you too. Thank you, Trish.